psyche or soul or whatever the fuck you want to use, you can see these cracks forming, and you can see people jumping on the ice, laughing, saying, "Ha, look how weak the ice is." Look how weak the ice is.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Good morning, everyone. Hey. Woo! Today has been a crazy one, right? It's not even 11 o'clock. It's 5 of. It's just been a morning already. But last week was awesome. The kids were on break from school. We got to go on a little family vacation and have a little fun. It was really nice. The kids are traveling a lot better, behaving well. I got some tips from a friend who does like early childhood therapy stuff, OPWDD or some shit like that. And they really worked. They helped with Killian. It was fantastic. Or my youngest. They did a lot. It was really awesome. And the kids, instantly wanted to go back. It was just a really good time. That's why I didn't have a mental help stream. The kids were on break, and I was 2v1, and I wanted to give them the attention that they deserved. But we're back now, and I hope you guys had just as fun a week as I did. It's not my normal, but we are here. A friend of mine got me back into doing something that I love. As you can see by the setup, the layout, the whole shebang, it's a Pokemon game. But this in particular, let me bring up my Pokemonses real quick. Wait, wrong button. I'm not good with the keyboard. I need me one of them things. But this is it's a Nuzlock. So you got to name them and just have a lot of fun. You only catch the first Pokemon, things like that. There's a lot of stipulations that push you to be a better trainer and use the skills you have better. And it got me thinking that like too many people take that only for video games. And when you can see the results in real time with real people, you know what I mean? Like some people nuzlock differently, and honestly nuzlocking in real life is super real. Like those people are like, I won't do this before I do this, and that's like, I won't have a glass of water before I run 5 miles. You know what I mean? That's a real life Nuzlock challenge right there. You only get one life. You got to do the thing. You know what I mean? It's success or fail. And it led me to think there's a lot of things that people do to make their lives harder, to make their lives more difficult, to really just get in their own way. I know, speaking for myself, that I get in the way of myself way more than I realize. Way more than I wish I did, that's for sure. Just is what it is, man. And right now, I'm doing something that I absolutely thoroughly enjoy, simply because it's harder and it makes me a better Pokemon trainer. Wait. There we go. Get that in frame. But there's things people do that make them like better physical specimens, like I will say power lifters and weightlifters. They're choosing the things they do to make their lives harder to get the desired outcome of being a better, we'll say, physical specimen in this case. You know what I mean? But or just overall health. We'll say, not even to make it about vanity. Like, they prioritize their health, so they make their lives harder so that they are healthier. That's a Nuzlock, baby. That's what if you're like, I will only eat steamed vegetables and chicken on Mondays, then yeah, you're choosing to make your life harder so that you have a more desirable outcome in some other part of your life. That's a Nuzlock, baby. And everybody's doing it. Kim Kardashian, boom, Nuzlock. Although, I don't know, I take that back. She gets a lot of like liposuction and stuff like that. Whoever's natural, like whoever is natty, is Nuzlocking. All the other, I'll stand by this. If you're using gear or whatever, stop it. Fucking stop it. Be fat. It's okay. I know not for you, but nothing wrong with being big. All right. They're getting off the point, but we all do things. Me, I'm mouthy, super mouthy. I am a mouthy person. If I'm in a verbal altercation with the person, you can count on me to say some outlandish shit, either to try to diffuse the situation or the exact opposite. And it is not it's not always my intent to be a fucking asshole, but I'm told I got one of those voices that sounds like, yeah, this guy's a fucking asshole. So here we are. But the things we do that make our life harder matters. It has to be for a reason, and you have to know you're doing it. You know what I mean? That's where the real problems and the real things start to come into play. You have to know you're doing it. If you're self-sabotaging every step of the way without realizing you're just making your life harder for the love of the game, then you're probably not going to have a good time. You know what I mean? It's just not going to go the way you want it to, because you're not realizing the issue is you. Because a lot of people walking around blaming everybody else for their bullshit, not realizing they're the one kicking themselves in the foot. They're the one like slapping themselves in the face and shit like that. It's crazy that people don't. No, it's not crazy. What am I saying? It's not crazy. It's entirely fucking human that people don't want to look inward, and blaming people for lack of self-awareness instead of being like, it's okay to be aware. You see, these are two things that are fundamentally opposed to each other in my position. If you're trying to help somebody and tell them, you fucked up, this isn't okay, man. This isn't how things are. This isn't great. That's different than telling somebody it's okay to do the thing you were trying not to do. You know what I mean? Like telling somebody this isn't good versus you're allowed to do the thing that you were, well, in a lot of cases, scared to do in the first place. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, because a lot of people will self-sabotage in the hopes of making their life easier because they're not able to really perceive and take accountability for the situation that they're in. And if you can't take your account, an accurate assessment of your place in a situation, you are never going to read the situation right. You're always going to come up short or found wanting. I went to camp once. Wasn't for me. I made friends for the first day last week, lost all of them because I don't know how to deal with people long term at the time. I was like shuffled around and shit like that. Like hard mode is sometimes a choice. Some people are born in we can't act like some people aren't born into harder modes than others. I think to act like it doesn't exist is just bullshit. Some people do get to be born on like home plate. Like, oh, congratulations, you were born, you win. That was you worked hard for that. The way you are alive now. And while other people are on hard mode, some people don't get parents. Some people get fucking super shitty parents. Some people like don't even. I'm not even getting into the like racial and gender inequalities. Just base human things that turn like universally human things that prove like being born into wealth or being born into poverty, that kind of thing. Because that's really what fucking matters. A lot of the other stuff is just fucking distractions. Like, worthy things to be distracted by, sure. That's fair to say, but distractions nonetheless. And that's one of the things about nuzlocking in real life, making your life harder than it needs to be for the sake of somebody else. Is it going to be worth it? Is that person willing to do that? What? Oh shit, 45. That is a salute. Poof. That is good stuff right there. I fucking respect the shit out of that. I love it. God damn. Thank you, sir. But as I was saying, we got to know that we're nuzlocking ourselves. We can't just pop into a game of Pokemon and then the second one of our Pokemon dies, it's taken away by some force we don't understand and expect people to understand that that's fair. Like, if that's not what they understood the game to be, then of course they're not going to have a good time. It's Pokemon Souls like. Okay, honestly, yes, please. But it's not for their target audience may not like it so much. We'll say that. But goddamn, I don't even know how that would work, but I want it. Okay, sorry. I distracted myself thinking about a Pokemon Souls-like game. And we have to be able to listen to our friends when they tell us that you're just making your life harder right now. It's not this juice ain't worth the squeeze. You know what I mean? And that's a phrase I use kind of all the time. Like, is the juice worth the squeeze on that? Because if it's not, then I'm probably not gonna fucking do it. Because fuck that shit. Like, life is too hard. And if I got a homie coming up to me like, listen, I don't know that you got to do this, there's a lot of chances that I'll stop. There's a few that I won't. I know that I do this writing thing that does not make my life easier and does make my life harder and sometimes less enjoyable. But for some fucked up reason, it's got me and I'm not going anywhere. And I wish I could quit you. But here we are. I'm broke Rider Mountain. But I digress. That's one of the things. Like, I'm sunk cost fallacy gets me. I'll say that's one of the things that I self-sabotage with. Let's see. I just do a lot of stuff I shouldn't. I'm not the best at life. I didn't learn a lot. So some of the things I thought were normal, I had to learn were actually me just tap dancing all over my own nutsack while trying to climb a mountain. Not helpful at all. Not helpful at all. And physically improbable. So I just wasn't helping myself in any way, shape, or form. Not even a little bit. So I had to listen to the people around me. I had to go to therapy. God knows it. God knows I needed therapy in order to help me see the things about myself I needed to see. Change the things about myself that were just making my life so much harder. My inability to like just be a person on a societal level, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, and people are like, oh, your kids are so feral. I was like, yep, they get that from me. And people are like, oh, wow. And I'm like, no, I love it. I was a wild kid. They're wild kids. All they proved to me is it's easy to love. That's it. So I ain't got shit to say on that. But I had to learn. I had to learn that I was easy to love. Kids will help you make you more accountable. You're just going to lie to your child's face while he's looking at you, distort his perception of what the truth is, gaslight him into a fake reality so you feel better about you about some minor slight. Is that the kind of person you want to be? Because then you're going to have your son Nuzlocking his life all over the fucking place, stepping all over his feet, tripping all over himself, trying to be better. No, 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 no. We do not do that. Not in this house, not in any house I'm in. All right, we uplift the next generation. We break the curses of the previous one. That's how this shit fucking works. All right, we don't, because that's the thing. A lot of these things are things we picked up along the way from people we never should have picked shit up from. Like, there's so many bad habits we have from people who never cared about our life. So many thought process we were given by people who popped in or popped out. Like, it's all these little things that come into you. I say you because it's easier to say than me, I guess. I don't want to keep putting the onus on everybody else. I got to take accountability and not be a coward. Ooh, my neck is bad. And then just not be a coward about it. I'm not good with these things. You know what I mean? I had to unlearn a million lessons. I had to unlearn so many horrible fucking things I thought like were just normal, like violence. You have no idea how hard it is to unlearn violence when it works so often. Like, people say, oh, 11/11, make a wish, everybody. Make a wish. But people don't, it's an odd segue, but people really don't know how hard it is to unlearn violence, because it genuinely is the answer to most problems you have. Good answer, bad answer, that's notwithstanding. It is a answer to most problems that you have, and people don't like that. And you have to unlearn. I don't want to say being a bully, but that's really what it was. You got to unlearn might makes right. I had to unlearn might makes right. I had to unlearn that, like, whoever can impose their will should, because if you don't, somebody else is going to do that too. Like, I had to unlearn so much shit so that my kids don't self-sabotage the way that I do. It's insane. I'm so glad my inner monologue doesn't have an outer voice, because I do this thing where when I think badly of myself, I tell my kids they're awesome, even if they ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? I don't care if that gives them like some I'm awesome complex. Good. That's what I want. All right. It's better than them thinking the way I do about myself. You know what I mean? So Nuzlocking isn't just about your gameplay. It isn't just about your playthrough in life. It affects the various people playing through their games around you, because, as I've said before, the only thing a broken asshole like myself really ever did was spew shit on everybody. And nobody wants to be around a fucking leaky, broken asshole that spews shit on everybody. Nobody wants that. Unless you're like, that's your thing. I'm not here to judge, but That's not what I mean. Like, nobody wants to be around that kind of person, and then you don't realize why you're so lonely. It's because you just nuzlocked in the worst fucking way. You made your life so much harder by pushing everyone around you, and you don't realize it till it's later. Some of these effects you have to take accountability for, or they'll never be better. And I have to take accountability for the reason I don't have people around me. Part of it is that, like, I moved away, but part of it, yeah, broken asshole, shitting on everybody. That's just who I was, because I didn't know how to heal myself. I didn't know how to let myself be healed. I didn't know how to stop making my life harder for myself. You understand? And I don't think I'm alone in this. Maybe the severity puts me in like a bracket, but I think everybody makes their lives harder. Just because you're, not tap dancing on your ball sack and just stepping on your toes as you walk doesn't mean you're not getting tripped up. It doesn't mean that you're not making your journey harder. We don't. And God help me, America prides themselves on it. Like, I think as Americans, we're told the harder we make our lives, the better Americans we are. You understand that? Like, the harder your life is, the more I wake up and I feed chickens at 5 a.m. and I go to bed at 2 a.m. after milking my goats or some shit like that. Like, America, the country that we grew up on, prides itself on the struggle, but it doesn't reward it. It rewards the people who are on. Like, that's the thing that my generation is waking up to. We're realizing a lot of the things that are nuzlocking our life, a lot of the things that make our life harder, are simply put there by somebody else to make life easier for somebody whose life is already easy. Like, we try to. I think growing up is understanding that. And people say, well, when you grow up, you're a Republican. No. I think there was a time when the Republican Party was about, like, more fiscal responsibilities and less government in a good way, and not, like, lock them up, build a wall, hate everything that isn't American. And even if you are American, you're not the right kind of American, which is just bullshit. There's no real America. There's no wrong America. There's just fucking America. And if you're an American, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole different fucking thing. But as Americans, we are told to pride ourselves on how hard our life is. We pay with the fucking suffering Olympics is basically a part of our, like, life, the code of what we do. You know what I mean? Like, kids go, oh, my parents hit me with this. Well, mine hit me with this. Oh, you have parents? That must be nice. like things like that. Like, there's so many fucking layers to this shit. There's so many different challenges that nobody wants to fucking listen. And so we nuzlock. We make our lives harder by pushing people away. We make our lives harder by adding stipulations to being open, to being loving. And God knows all those stipulations do is block you from, like, experiencing the thing fully. Now, if it's your choice, if you're like, I'm going to stop eating burgers for 2 months because I want to get into better shape, that's a good fucking nuzlock and good for you. If you're like, I want to fart less in elevators full of people, good for you. Like, whatever you want to do that makes you a better you, strive for it. All right? If you're purposely making your life harder for a positive outcome in your life, or in the life of someone that you care about, because that's a good motivation too. Then do it. Then please, by all means, nuzlock. Make your life harder. Build the blood equity, the sweat equity in relationships. Build whatever you need to do for that. But if you're making your life harder for someone else that isn't returning that or trying to, then what are you doing? Then why are we even doing what we're doing? Both people have to try. And I find as far as relationships go, I'm not perfect. My wife is. So that's hard to live up to. But the thing that keeps us together is I'm always trying to be a better person. She tells me, like, listen, you're making your life harder. Why are you tying your shoelaces together? And I'm like, oh, shit. My bad. And then I tie my shoelaces together. Or untie my shoelaces and, go about. Like, having someone to call you on your shit and help you is key. And I think, as I've said, like, earlier in this, like, it's really fucking important to have people in your life that tell you you're making your life harder. Let's try doing this to make your life a bit easier. It's not gonna stop everything from sucking immediately, but it might suck less. And I think that is super key to all of this. Just making life suck less a little at a time. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Making life suck a little less at a time by getting out of our own way. If we as people, you and I, could get out of our own way and kind of see an open path to community, a lot of things would be a lot better, is what I'll say on that. But it's hard because the first thing we block out, or the first thing we do when I know a lot of men do it. I know a lot of humans do it. I don't want to put gender on it. I know a lot of humans test those around them to, like, see if they're loyal enough to be friends with, or if they're this or that enough. And that's another way of nuzlocking, because why can't a friend just be the friend that they are? Like, why can't... There's too much emphasis on the struggle. I really think that's where I'm going to end it. I rambled a little bit because I wasn't as ready for this as I thought I was. But we got to stop making our lives a little harder. Maybe I got to start writing these out a little more. Like, I'm doing a rest day. I got my bathrobe on. Like, y'all don't get it. Today, it's the first day back from vacation. It is a lazy day. So that is today. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to start back up on my Nuzlock, just so anybody knows and cares, until my kids get home. But I just wanted to say we got to stop getting in our own way. People will get in your way for you. You don't have to do it to yourself. The world is full of people who do not want you to succeed for no other reason than they aren't succeeding the way they want to. So do not be the person in your life that doesn't want you to succeed. You gotta be discerning with friendships, not on the grounds of, like, but you just gotta have good people around you, people that want to see you get out of your way, want to see your path as clear as it can be. That's what you should do. So in closing, we all make life harder on ourselves. We all push our own buttons until we blow up at something and then blame that something else, even though we knew the right thing to do to begin with. It's not hard to see that destructive differences of opinion between two people are enough. We don't need the destructive difference of opinion within ourselves. We don't need that thing that just makes us do things the hardest way possible. The world is hard enough. The world is, I don't want to say out to get you, but the world is not out to help you. It is out to help people who don't need it. If you need help, no, the world ain't here to help you. The world is here to help the people who fucking need it. Pardon me. Sorry about that. To help the people who don't need it. Sorry. I'm getting away from the topic because I'm angry about some other stuff. But let's not attribute to malice what we can attribute to carelessness or thoughtlessness. There was that kid in the interview that's like, everybody's got stuff going on. You know what I mean? Let's just fucking try and think that people are just living their lives and ain't got shit to do with us. Because the more we try to... No, I'm not. I got nothing for that. I was just going to talk until I got it. I really... Honestly, it's been a rough week. It was good, but as parents, it has been a tiring week. I woke up earlier than I wanted to, but later than I should have today. And I just have been so fucking tired. I was gonna play throughout this thing, and then I just didn't. I was gonna do this and that, and then just didn't. And you know what? That's fucking okay. Because I didn't need to do any of those things. That would just make my life harder. And today, it's about taking it easy. So if you're still here by now, I really, really hope you take it easy. I hope you take time to breathe, to clear your path a little bit. You know what I mean? Broom out that bullshit, mop up that fucking mess, and just stuff in safety. I don't know. I got nothing for it, but I really want people to get out of their own way. So much anger comes from our own self-sabotage. So I don't even know how to end it. Like, get out of your own way. Because life happens in every direction. You know what I mean? Good, bad, ugly, upside down, left, right, whichever. It is no secret that life will get you whether you want it to or not. So let's just roll with whatever it throws at us. Let's just try to be kind to ourselves when the world is rough, when other people are mean. Let's be better to ourselves than we have been. Because if we're not better to ourselves, we're just going to be nuzlocking forever. And while nuzlocking is fun, and it makes us a better trainer, when you do it against your will,